Alright, so today we will look at reflections. So yesterday was translation, right, left, up, down, 5 spaces, 3 spaces, -2 spaces, whatever. So a reflection flips over whatever it tells you. It's the same distance from the reflection. Okay, so let's say we had 4, 2, 3, 3, and 2, 1. So 4, 2 is there, 3, 3 is there, and 2, 1 is there. So if this was our triangle, okay, and so then if it said do a reflection, I'm going to do 2 of them on the same graph, but over the x axis. So you're really just looking at the idea that, and it doesn't matter the order that you go in, but point A is 1 up from the x-axis, so A prime will go 1 below. And B is up 3, so in the same, still over 3, but it goes up 3, so I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And then that'll be B prime. And C is up 2, so I go down to C prime. Okay, so if I did over the y-axis, I don't think it uses the word over. I just like to use the word over. I think it says in. And by just using the word over, it helps. So yeah, in the directions and stuff, it'll say reflection in the y-axis or in the x-axis. I like the word over better. Okay, so now this one just means instead of flipping it down, we're going to flip it over to the left. So point A is 2 to the right, so I go 2 to the left. And then there's our A prime if I was doing that one. C is 4 to the right, so I go 4 to the left. And B is 3 to the right, so I go 3 to the left. And my spacing's a little off, so the picture's not perfect, but I think you get the general idea. Okay. So a good number of your problems will be over, x-axis or y-axis. But some of them will be over different lines. So let's kind of talk about those. So let's say we had -3, 2, 0, 4, and -1, 1. So -3, 2, 0, 4, and -1, 1. Let's make that a little bit better. Okay, so it might say something like reflection in y equals -1. So that means that the line y equals -1, which means I go down on the y-axis to -1, and that's the reflection line that we're going to reflect over. So again, we're just able to count spaces from the other like triangle. So this bottom point, maybe I should just label them A, B, C. So from point A, it's 2 spaces down to the blue line, so I need to go 2 spaces down again. And point B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces down to the blue line, so I need to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces there also. And then the C one is 1, 2, 3 spaces above the blue, so I go 1, 2, 3 spaces below. Okay, so a good number of your problems will be just reflect over the x-axis or the y-axis. But you will have others that say y equal 1 or x equals 4. And so you need to understand that, again, the x, y equal lines are horizontal like the blue one. If you were going to do the same problem, so 3, 2, and 4. And it's said to reflect, I can't spell, remember I just say over, x equals 2, that on the x-axis you go to 2, and that's our reflection line. So the B is 2 over, so I have to go 2 more over. The A is 3 spaces, so 3 spaces the other way. And the C is 3, 4, 5, so 5 spaces in that direction. Oh, that was terrible. Okay. All right. God, I did it again. So, there's a chart on page 183. Okay, so that's kind of good, but so if it says you have whatever point you have, I don't know why they use, you know what, that's dumb to me. I don't know why they use A and B. They should use X and Y because they're talking about a coordinate, so I'm going to change it to the right letters. And you have a reflection in the x-axis. Okay, so here's our reflection. Then the new point will be x and then negative y, or the opposite of whatever the y is. If you have And again, all these are just going to be x and y. A reflection in the y-axis, it'll be the opposite of the x, and the y will stay the same. Okay, and so here's one that we haven't talked about yet. If we have a reflection in the line y equals x, what does that line look like? This one is y equals x. Then you will have your new coordinate is essentially just switch them. So the x becomes the y and the y becomes the x. And then if you have a reflection in the line y equals negative x, which looks like that, okay, you'll reverse them and do the opposite sign. So in this context, a negative sign will just mean do the opposite. Okay, so it's not a bad thing to like memorize, to like help you with. You could also just like, so if we're let's say we're going to do this like line right here, and we're going to reflect it over y equals negative x. So you could, you know, okay, what's that coordinate, and then apply the appropriate rule, if you will. But you can also do this. So, you know, how far is it to like that line? So from A to the line is one space up. So I'll go one space to the right. And you can see like that's a reflection. It flips over that line. And then the B point is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces up to the line. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the right. And there's my reflection over y equals negative x. And so you can see there's a reflection, you know, it goes straight toward the line of reflection. So you should have, you know, basically like right angles if you were to kind of draw that imaginary like line that I did in yellow. You don't have to do that. Okay, so you can look at it either way. You know, if you got one more thing to memorize, that big old chart, and but conceptually you can understand like the picture on the graph, then that works. Okay, so then one last thing is what's called a glide reflection. And this just means we're going to do a translation and a reflection. Okay, so if I had the coordinates 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, go 2, 3 is A, B, and C. Okay, so if we did, if it said we're going to do okay, so we're going to do a translation left 4 in the x direction, so left 4, and then up 1 in the y direction. Okay, so I'm going to do the translation in red. So to the left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1 gives me my A prime. And so for the C, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1. And then the B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1. Okay, and then I'm going to reflect it over the x-axis. So take each point and kind of count. Okay, 1, 2 to the x-axis, 1, 2 down again. So this would be B, what's called double prime. It's the second transformation that we did. So the C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. So we go down 5 there. C double prime. And the A is up 4. So I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the A double prime. Okay, so those will be the last few that you have to do a glide reflection. Alright, I don't think reflections are really that difficult. It just takes a little bit of practice and getting used to like what's going on. So, alright, have a good rest of your day, guys, and we will see you tomorrow.